everybody, how we doing? Welcome along to another Chips Tea Party. Hello to all of you guys who are already in the chat. So yeah, I mean, I'm rubbish for this. I'll do this so quickly. I'm rubbish. So, but I'd say Cass and Kaz and Pomp and Diane and Roger and who else we got? We've got a whole bunch of you in here. Did I say Diane and Sadie and Ali? Good evening, and Dealey Boy. Hello to you. And who else got? Dragon Ranger. I'm so the Caroline Saxby. Hello. Mike's Mysteries. Hello to you. Kaz McDonald. I'm trying to go this way. Mish Bobs, Mamaps. I've probably said Mike's Mysteries already. And Lou, if you're watching. And who else have we got? Rach Camby, Suzanne. There's a whole bunch of you, which is fab. Hello, and Jan W. I will say hello to you as we go through the evening as well. Who else we got? Oh, like Alexis, hello to you, and Steph, hello, and Bean, good evening, and Jenny J 007. There you go, and Pomp, and Spange, hello. I am, like I say, I'm pretty rubbish at this. Sam Hain, thank you for being a member for 13 months. Good evening, Justin Mods and all in chat. Hello. And Pinky, hello to you. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of you wonderful people. Welcome along. So I hope you're good. I think it's going to be quite an interesting chat this evening, because we're talking about when do you think is the best time to actually see a ghost? We talk about ghosts, and the chance of actually seeing a ghost is rare, if not remote. I've never seen a ghost. I know there are people in the chat who have seen a ghost, but I'm not one of them. And so I'd love to know the proper answer to this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a couple of, different periods, I suppose, of, my times of the day, times of the year. It could be a particular season that's meant to be better for seeing a ghost or an apparition, or just having paranormal activity generally. I'll tell you my experiences as well, and I'll try and link it into a particular time. But if there's any of you in the chat and you've seen something or experienced anything at a particular time of the year, at a particular time of the day or night, tell us. If you don't think it has anything to do with a particular time, let me know that as well. That would be awesome. Because, yeah, people are very kind of divided on this. So I'll go through, I suppose I'll start off with, whenever you kind of Google this, when's the best time to see a ghost, it'll invariably talk about the witching hour. Now, when I was a kid, to me, the witching hour was like midnight. That was the witching hour to me. But now it's apparently meant to be between 3 and 4 a.m. Now, there are a few examples where things have apparently occurred during the witching hour of between 3 and 4 a.m. So I'm going to go through, an example. So one example, I suppose the most famous example in America is the Bell Witch. Now, the Bell Witch hauntings meant to have occurred around 3 a.m. Now, if you look at a lot of blogs of what people say around this whole idea of things happening at 3 a.m., some people will say, no, this is absolute nonsense. This was drummed up by the Warrens because it was a time when they could get into a house to do their investigations without interruption. So therefore, it was just this whole idea of it being a 3 a.m. thing was completely made up. I suppose things happening in the middle of the night, and obviously this goes back to the whole nighttime thing. Yes, it's quieter, right? Are you more likely to see a ghost at night than during the day? That's, again, some people might think yes. Others, oops, hang on a minute. There's just somebody just seen a message flash up. Mary Jane Gingy, thank you for being a member for 4 months. I've experienced things at different times. Oh, cool. So we'll get onto that in a second. So certain times of the day or night. Now, and some other group of people think that you're more likely to see things at dawn or at dusk. Now, this little lovely AI thing here is meant to represent the Grey Lady of Hampton Court, who is apparently meant to be seen at I think in that time. I think I remember it was dusk or dawn, but that time of the day. And frequent apparently seen at, like I say, Hampton Court, known as the Grey Lady, specifically that at that point. Also, and if you want to talk about particular times of the day, the apparition of Anne Boleyn, meant to have been seen in the Tower of London at midnight, regularly at midnight. So this whole idea of got to be a particular certain time is one that, you go watch a whole bunch of kind of you read lots of ghost stories. There has to be a particular time of the day. Let me give you another one. I'm trying to find it. Just 1 second in my little notes. Borley Rectory. Famously, the Borley Rectory case. There's meant to be obviously a famous ghost of a nun meant to be walking along a particular path, known as the Nun's Walk. She is meant to have been seen not on a particular time of the day, but a particular phase of the moon. So she seemed to have appeared, apparently, going along this pathway during the full moon. And this whole idea of recording, paranormal investigators will still record the phases of the moon to see if it has any link whatsoever. So the whole idea of, well, perhaps it's the phase of the moon, perhaps it's the season. So this one, the Raynham Hall Brown Lady famous ghost photo, some people think it's not genuine, but others do. But apparently the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall tends to only appear during cold and damp times of the year, so particularly in the winter months. So it's kind of like there are so many theories. Kaylee, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Message Stone Tape theory is the best explanation. Is it though? Is it? We don't know. So phases of the moon, times, a particular season, to a particular time of the day or night, all really interesting. The one, I suppose, for me, the most fascinating point, the most fascinating times are when you hear stories around anniversaries. This is a painting which meant to depict the Battle of Naseby, the English Civil War. Let's try and get it right. 1645. Apparently, the anniversary. So this occurred in 1645. Apparently, on the anniversary, which was June the 14th, I've got it in my notes. June the 14th, every year for the next 100 years. The local people around Naseby in Northamptonshire had reported hearing and witnessing apparitions linked to on the battlefield. So I find that really, really fascinating. Other anniversaries, Abraham Lincoln, the anniversary of his assassination. His ghost is meant to be seen in the White House on the anniversary of his assassination. Give you another one. The Battle of Culloden near Inverness, 1746. And again, on the anniversary of the battle, the sound of the battle screaming, people being killed occurs, or has apparently been witnessed. Gettysburg, here's another one. 1863, apparently on the anniversary of Gettysburg, between the 1st and 3rd of July, people have witnessed the sounds of people dying, rifle shots and things like that. It's a really, really fascinating bit. Yeah, Lou, Weird Foxy just said Marston Moor is another battlefield. And I think the most famous one, and anybody who's not looked into this is obviously a picture that's depicting the Battle of Edge Hill. Again, linked to the English Civil War in 1642. It's a fascinating account, mainly because of how many people witnessed it. So this occurred in the October 23rd, involved a huge number of people being killed. Over about a couple of thousand people being killed in the battle. I think 40,000 or so people involved in the battle itself. And there's meant to be like a replay, a ghostly app, ghostly replay of the battle in the sky above the battlefield of Edge Hill. Now, Edge Hill took place in October. The first people living in the area witnessed the battle take place again on Christmas Eve of the same year. And then it happened with such regularity that they got more and more people to witness it and verify what they were seeing. At first, the people in the area, the magistrates, the clergy, they kind of thought it was nonsense until they came and they witnessed it for themselves. The whole thing about this is there was even people who survived the battle were able to identify their friends and the people they had the battle with alongside. And that included people like commanders and military men who was involved in the battle who survived. They weren't killed. So it's like they're seeing an apparition of people who actually survived the battle. And this was meant to happen for for a long time after the battle actually took place. I mean, the Naseby one, like I said, people are meant to have been seen. This battle at Battle of Naseby meant to be seen on the anniversary of the battle every year for about 100 years. That's mad, absolutely crazy. And to this day, people at Edge Hill still report on the anniversary sounds of screaming, a battle being taking place, that kind of thing. And the other thing that was reported, which I find really interesting, is that in the sky above Edge Hill, they also witnessed seeing flashes of light, as from musket fire, cannon fire, that kind of thing. It's a absolutely mad one. Oh, bless you, Ali. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Just make sure to vote for the Paranormal Monkey Podcast. So make sure to vote for the Paranormal Podcast for Best Paranormal Podcast of the Ghost Planet Network Awards. Thank you. Yeah, I've not even mentioned this. I'll just go aside to this one a little bit. This podcast has been one of 4 finalists that have got through to the Parameet Awards for Best Podcast of the Year. So very soon, I think you'll have a chance to vote to see whether I could actually win it. I'm so pleased. Just to get to the final 4 people is incredible. So thank you to all those people. I put it on my Facebook page a little while back, and yeah, I managed to get this little podcast of mine has managed to get to the final 4 of one of the finalists. So really, really pleased. So thank you. If you did vote for me and you did vote for the podcast, thank you so much, guys. Okay, so those are all kind of famous ones, I suppose, and whether it's anniversaries or times of the day. I'm going to very, very briefly my experiences of when things have happened, and to the Mumbling Monkey Podcast. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you. I've tended. It is so difficult to try and narrow down a particular time of the day for me. I've had things happen and experienced things happen, which I would regard as genuine. Most things have tended to happen around about between 4 and 5 in the morning. I don't know why. It's whether so it goes to the whole idea of dawn, just about dawn. Things have tended to occur at that point. But I don't think there's any great rhyme or reason. I have witnessed things midday. I've witnessed things in the middle of the night. I've witnessed things happen when like I say, at all times of the day. And I've lived in a place that's I regard as haunted, and things happen there. No rhyme or reason. Might be any particular month. It might go quiet for a couple of days, and then something would happen. There would be something might happen in the morning, and then another, let's say a couple of weeks later, something might happen mid-afternoon. To me, there's no great rhyme or reason about when something may happen. So the idea that this stuff happens at night, I get that it's quieter at night and there's less people, so there's less contamination. Fine. But I do find it strange, this preoccupation with it has to be at night and it has to be in the dark. It has to, this whole YouTuber idea that stuff has to be in night vision. No, no, I've had things happen right in front of me during the day. I don't think it really matters. Me personally, I'm getting more of the opinion now that if I'm going to investigate a place, as much as possible, I want to keep the lights on. It just helps you see better. And which sounds really silly, but I'm not so hung up on going into night vision. I don't think it particularly matters. So, but yeah, I have had things happen, but there's a funny thing when you investigate. Let's say you go somewhere which is meant to be really haunted. There is still a feeling, an innate human feeling, that if you investigate at night, there's a more of a threat or more of a chance that something will happen because it's nighttime. And if you stay up all the way through the night, which I used to do regularly, there's a weird feeling that when it becomes daylight or when the sun comes up, you think in a weird way, oh, it's all right, I'm safe now. Nothing's going to happen now because the sun is coming through the windows or whatever. It's complete nonsense. I think it's a purely psychological thing, that purely psychological. It's a strange thing. So if I was personal experience, I would say mainly between 4 and 5. But I think it can happen whenever. I would love to know your thoughts and ideas. When do you guys, or if you've had an experience, when do those experiences mainly happen to you? Could you see any rhyme or reason for it? Could you see a pattern for things happening? Really, like I say, just start putting your ideas, put all down your thoughts. I think, yes, there are benefits about investigating things at night. Because it's quieter, but the fact it's dark, you can't see so well. There is a theory that the other thing, obviously, theory is things will happen during a thunderstorm. Now, I have investigated during a thunderstorm, nothing, absolutely nothing. I don't get that. I don't, just because there's static in the air, just because electricity, whatever. Because of pressures and air pressure and things like that, I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. Don't think. Okay, let's start getting your thoughts. Nigel, ghost stories are set in spooky places in the dark, so people make assumptions based on that, which is either silly or has some basis for being believed. Yeah, I mean, things look creepier at night, and there's that whole human instinct thing of being afraid of the dark, which I get. Which puts you on edge, so you're more likely to experience something because you're on edge. Sounds become a little bit less familiar at night. Obviously, you might hear creaking and cracking and floorboards creaking, and then you become on hyper alert mode, thinking, "Is that something?" I've done it where I've flinched at a noise. And then it's only when you've got to work out, oh, it's just the fridge, or it's just the freezer, or it's just the floorboard. But you have to kind of fight that instinct to go, oh, it must be a ghost, or it must be something paranormal. So, and that's linked to night. If it happened during the day, you probably wouldn't give two thoughts of it. I would have thought. Celtic Queen, I've had stuff happen during the day. Yeah, and I think that's I think you're more likely to, well, you're as likely to get stuff happen during the day, me personally, than at night. It's always night somewhere. Yeah, nice. Very good. Let's have a look. Hey Lou, any experiences I have are erratic and happen any time of the day. Yeah, and I think for most, certainly that's also been my experience where things can happen at any point, and I've said this before, things have tended to happen for me when you're quite relaxed in like a nice relaxed state. You're kind of chilled, you're kind of calm, you're reading a book, it's mid-afternoon. That's when something will happen, and it will just catch you unawares because you're not expecting it. It's not your creepy midnight stuff. It's not 3 a.m. It's not the witching hour. It's you chilled, relaxing, and that's when things tend to happen. Chan W, one for the old martini advert. Anytime, any place, anywhere. Well, yeah, yeah. It can be like that. My most profound experience happened during around 2 a.m. in the afternoon. There you go. It kind of debunks all these whole thoughts around it. Oh, it has to happen during the middle of the night. So I think it's to do with psychology and maybe drugs. Also, mental health problems may play a part too. Yeah, I get that, Chris. And I think when I spoke to, because I'm name dropping, when I spoke to Kieran O'Keefe, he always talks about when you investigate at night, psychology plays a massive part in things, and you are on edge, you're tired, you've probably been taking lots of coffee and caffeine and energy drinks, so therefore you're a bit kind of wired. Your body is kind of slowing down because it's expecting to go to sleep and things like that, and the darkness plays a factor. Lots of things play a factor, and I think you're more likely to attribute something paranormal at night, and you've got to be very kind of careful about that. Okay, the one thing I actually saw was in the afternoon, but I don't think it had to do with the time, had to do with the situation and the fact I was in danger at the time. That's interesting. That very thank you, Ali, for plugging the Paranormal Monkey mug. Thank you. I think the dark just comes from fear of the unknown. It just makes it spookier. Yeah, it does. It does. And I think, but are you more likely to see it just because in the dark? I don't think you are, genuinely. Location is more important, not time of the day or night. And I've also done investigations while lightning is going on, but not much happened. Yeah. And neither have I. I've never had stuff happen because of lightning. It's funny how these things, yeah, it's scary. It's the horror movie thing, but actually, I've never experienced anything with lightning occurring or a storm or anything like that. It sounds creepy. It's kind of cool when it's happening, but I don't think it has any kind of impact on what occurs in a particular building. Ghosts of people, they come and go as they please. I don't connect a certain time to it. Yeah, that's fair enough, Mike. I agree. After my mother died, my dog at the time used to sit by her chair and at times would sit and duck as if someone was trying to pet her. That's cool. The more chemicals involved, the more activity. Fair. We know nothing about ghosts, to be honest. It's all guesswork and assumptions of something the human race doesn't understand. Again, absolutely fair. So this is quite good, Ali. You're saying that we've done daytime investigations just as good. Yeah, and it's like I say, and I've done the same thing. I've I hate talking about East Drive, but I'm going to have to because it's going. Apologies for mentioning 30 East Drive, but there was a time a little while back where I spent a good amount of time. I'm not talking like an overnight thing, but I was there for like 6 days and nights, nonstop. And when you have that amount of time in somewhere which is meant to be haunted, it gives you a really good idea about whether stuff is more likely to happen during the day, at night, at dawn, at dusk. And you can kind of get a better feeling about when activities, or if any activity is going to happen. And we tended to have nothing happen at night. Weirdly, we tend to have nothing happen. It was always really quiet at night. Things started to happen at dawn. We had that, and things would happen during the morning, at lunchtime, and mid-afternoon. And then when we set the cameras up to do live streaming again, it'd go back to silent. Nothing at all the way through the night. And it was always when we were relaxed. It was always when we were kind of off our guard, if you know what I mean. That's when weird stuff or things would move. And it was really, really interesting for that point of view. Okay. Ladies and Frank, good evening. We see in black and white in the dark, so the brain has to work extra hard on showing you what it thinks should be there. More room for error. I absolutely agree. More daytime for me. I tell you what, it'd be great to get kind of like a study to see how many people's experience are during the day or during the night. I'm sure most people's would be during the day. I went into the Bell Labs room, which is insulated from the outside sound. After hearing my blood flowing and brain making noise, I lasted 1 minute. I would love to do that. Was it what's the word? Anechoic? I've got it wrong. Cake chamber? There's a proper word for it. But I would love to go to that room. I think you're not meant to spend a significant amount of time in those kind of places where it absorbs all sound, just for the fact that it gets very, very weird. But yeah, I would love to kind of go into one of those chambers, and just because you're meant to be, even though you're in complete silence, after a while, there's a psychological thing where you can feel as though you're hearing sounds or people talking, things like that, and it's all within your own mind. Fascinating stuff. Okay. Hypothetically, I think environmental changes can contribute if we believe a spirit needs energy. Okay, cool. And I see how the comments are flying now, which is great. I'm trying to go through these dead quick. I try not to kind of go really slow. It could be that things happen when it's quiet, so more likely at night. I think you're more likely to hear things at night. It just may not necessarily be paranormal. I don't think it's necessarily about something you could see at night. Okay, 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., which one seems more scary? People seem to investigate more in the dark for that spooky factor. Yeah, the spooky factor is definitely important. It also means it's quieter, you can get into certain places, and you're less likely to be disturbed. But it definitely looks better. I just think that actually, in terms of ghosts or apparitions or poltergeist activity, I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. Good point, Jenny. Do ghosts even have a concept of time? I mean, the thing which does fascinate me is the whole anniversary thing with battles and anniversary of people's deaths, and Anne Boleyn is meant to be seen on the anniversary of her execution, and I find that really, really interesting. Okay, my ex had an experience in the middle of the afternoon in a pizza restaurant in the big market in Newcastle. Wow, there you go. Paranormal meaning something happened that's not normal, can't be explained, and I have had that happen a few times. Cool. Let's go down. Darren, normal, good evening. I've seen a smoky plasma-like grey shape around 2 p.m. when I asked them to show themselves. That's very cool. And again, afternoon. Houses settle at night, hence more creaking, especially my bones as I get older. Fair point of it. During the day, people are moving around. Yep, and that's the thing. You probably dismiss a lot during the day. Hey, Ali, there are no actual rules to when you should investigate the paranormal. It's up to you and where you desire to investigate. I think it definitely does feed into this whole idea of, if you want to investigate a place, try to investigate for as long as you can. Not just during the night, not just doing a ghost event where it's 8 till 12 or 8 till 2 in the evening, because if you can get into a place during the day, or even if there's a ruin, a castle, or somewhere you can get into during the day, investigate it, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ghosts like cats gathering energy during the day go crazy at night. I don't know, though. I don't know, Ghost Wiener. I would love to think that they go crazy at night, but they really don't. And I've not had much happen at all during the night, I've got to say. My paranormal experiences have been during the day. Yeah, I think our senses are heightened at night, so perhaps more likely to notice something. Yeah, I absolutely get that. Absolutely get that. And I think you've got to be kind of careful. What's that, Megan? I wish caffeine affected me, but I drink espresso and go straight to sleep. Yeah, I have too many caffeine and sweets, to be honest. Plus, the paranormal hangover people talk about is merely lack of sleep. Yeah. Why do they never hunt for ghosts at East Drive during the day? Is the Black Monk at work? Well, that's a good part. I mean, when we were there, we would obviously we used to do these live streams from when was it? 8 p.m. till 5 in the mornings when we used to do the live streams. Then we'd turn it off and get some sleep, during the day we always did set up a locked off camera. We'd go to go and get a meal or go to a pub or something, leave a camera rolling in East Drive whilst we were out, and funnily enough, when we was at the pub having a meal, people would listen in on headphones and watch on the live stream, and there was all manner of weird things going on during the day. And when the camera's off, we had weird things happen during the day as well. Keys jangling and locks and stuff moving and yeah, and so there was no great rhyme or reason. But yeah, maybe we should have kept the cameras rolling all the way through the day as well. Hey Chris, everyone can't say, just pop to say hi. I'm still at work and I have to rewatch later. Hey Justin, hey all, bye for now. Quick, but fine, lovely. Celtic Queen, you're going to expect to experience something at night if you're in a haunted place. Yeah, and I think actually just giving it that label of haunted, if you go somewhere that's meant to be haunted, if you think about it like that, you're already hyping yourself up that something may happen. If you just say, well, I'm going into a building, and just see it as for what it is, then you're less likely to get psychologically ramped up thinking that something may happen. My most memorable experience happened around midday. It was very clear in natural lighting and was surprising, but not at all scary. That's cool. What's that? Mike's Mysteries Lightning only sets off EMF meters. Would a ghost get pissed off if the homeowner was blind, or would they love it? They could float around all day long and not scare anyone. Very, very good point. Yeah, Bristol. Yeah, we only investigate at night solely because it's less sound pollution. Yeah, and that's absolutely, and I fully get that. And that's it's much, much quieter, less sound pollution, less people walking about. You're less likely to get traffic noise because there's less traffic at that particular time of the day. There's lots of good reasons why you should go at night, not just because that's when ghosts come out. I've experienced more paranormal happenings in the daytime. It's another person. That's cool. It's fascinating. The entity I saw happened between midnight and 1 a.m. when the pub was closing. Noting I was stone cold sober and have been teetotal for 3 years at the time. Again, witching hour then? Well, what I wish to regard as witching hour. I'd like to hear from a blind person experience a haunting. Was the ghost pissed off? I mean, the one thing I said this before, one thing we did experience or seem to kind of seem to think there was something involved is when we had the cameras rolling, nothing happened. When we turned the cameras off, stuff happened. And that showed a bit of intelligence. But that wasn't, I don't think, linked to a particular time of the day. First experience was a full shadow figure. It was with 7 friends. When we all seen him, we went to abandoned asylum to explore, getting close to Halloween. All seen him disappear into a brick wall. I was 16. That's amazing. That's the thing I've not even mentioned about Halloween. The whole thing of, things are meant to happen during Halloween. I've never experienced, and we used to do Halloween investigations all the time. I've never experienced anything during Halloween. No more or less than any other time. There's also a shared language involved, especially with ghosts. So people use that language, but the problem is they're going to interpret what they experience using that language. Okay, yeah, absolutely right. Nick Groffer in 30 East Drive. God blimey, there's so many comments. I'm aware I'm getting behind on comments, guys. I apologize. Celtic Queen again. If spirits are really there, maybe they prefer when it's quieter and darker. Fear, stress, substances can all play a part on your senses to make you feel like you're actually seeing a paranormal experience. I get that. I've had 2 experiences, one in the afternoon, the other at night. I didn't see anything, but in each case, I could smell a person who was no longer alive. I don't know if it was paranormal or not. This is like again and again and again. So many people have these experiences during the afternoon, not at night. The small handful of my personal experiences that I can not logically explain have happened afternoon time, except the first visit to Bempton Cliffs, 2 minutes to midnight. Something shocked me. Oh, cool. Again, it goes back. People talk about Jason. What's that one? I think Jason Hawes has shifted from ghosts being the dead to ghosts being a quick glance at another time or something like that. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, we know so little. We know so little about what's going on, and it is fascinating. It seemed like sometimes when I shut everything off and put everything away and I'm ending my investigation, a paranormal happening might occur. So Spookfest, I know exactly what you mean. I've had exactly the same thing more than once, and it's mad. also seen a man standing in my house looking at me, looked away for a second, and then he was gone. He was that real. I checked all the doors and windows in my house. And it's amazing actually how many people have had those kinds of experiences where all of a sudden there's somebody stood there and you don't even think it a ghost until they disappear. And at first you might think it's somebody breaking in, or something is out of place or whatever. Yeah, it's how many people have had that experience. It'd be cool if something happened every time a paranormal investigator went live. Wouldn't it just? It just doesn't work that way. Just remember, time is man-made. Within the non-physical spirit side of life, the afterlife, there is no time. I mean, that's actually a good point. Maybe, if there's no time, then therefore there is absolutely no, they have no concept of when to appear. That still doesn't quite explain the anniversary of stuff happening, like battlefields and things. But I do think that, maybe they have no concept of time in the slightest. So that means they can just show up when they want. I kind of get that. Bristol Paranormal, thank you for becoming a member. Lovely. Thank you so much, Bristol Paranormal. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Surely spirits in their living bodies were asleep during the nighttime. That's a good point, Andrew. Most people, yeah, okay, get that. So if they're going to be wandering around, it would be during the day. So therefore, that's when they'd be more likely to appear. I like that thought. Blimey, capital letters, Megan. The only place I wish I could have investigated was Hudson River State Hospital. They did the torture psych stuff on patients. And when I went trespassing, something evil was there. Oh, define evil, Megan. But that's cool, though. I'm gonna whiz down some of the chat a little bit faster because I'm aware that there's lots and lots of people I've not got to yet. I've had a little girl wanted to talk to me. I was too scared and asked her to go away. I think that was real, but ... The spirit of a man I saw happened around 5 p.m. I've never seen him since. Yeah, it's. I tell you, these things happen when you kind of when you're not aware, or when you're not, you're not on full alert at night with a night vision camera, or staying up until like 3 a.m. expecting them to happen. To me, it's always tends to be when you're kind of chilled, relaxed, mid-afternoon, that kind of deal. They discovered most people wake at 3 a.m. because that's when the blood sugar finally drops from dinner. Isn't there this whole thought as well, though, that a lot of people die in their sleep at a particular time of the day, and therefore that's so at night, so a particular time of night, most people, if you're going to die in your sleep, it would be a particular point of the night, and therefore that's why ghosts appear. There's that whole theory as well. Didn't the 3 a.m. thing come in with that TikTok Charlie Demon Challenge box? I think the whole... I don't know. I mean, the 3 a.m. thing, some people link it to, like I said, link to the Warrens. To me, as a kid, it was always midnight. Was the when you read books, it's like, when midnight occurs, that's when things are more likely to happen. I do wonder whether it's just an invented thing, this 3 a.m. deal. Yeah, I can't remember it being really a thing when I was a kid, but it is now for some strange reason. You said yourself that the scary in if something happened in the day when the pub was busy, would anyone notice? Yeah, exactly. Nobody's not really going to notice at all. I mean, people, things creak and floorboards creak all the time there because it's old and it's no one's going to bat an eyelid. Absolutely not. Mike from being a member for 13 months. Thank you. This could be a human perception aspect too. Absolutely. If anyone ghosts was seen at 3 a.m., what makes it a rule that it's the only time to capture it? It could be happening in the daytime, but not noticed. That's a very good point, Lynn. Most of the odd things I've seen, felt, or heard have been during the day, about 50% when it's been dark. The oddest one was the sound of what I thought was my dad coming up the stairs. That's very odd, Cass, sorry. Why is the 3 a.m. considered the witching hour? Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, like I said, the witching hour now, if you look on the internet, they go, the witching hour is between 3 and 4 a.m. I'm sure it didn't used to be that. To me, the witching hour was always midnight, but it's changed. Oh, Jenny, 3 a.m. is meant to be an insult to the Jesus crucifixion. Really? I mean, it goes back to that whole 3 knocks and it being an insult to the Holy Trinity and 3 scratches, 3 knocks, 3 this, 3 that. I think it's horse shit, to be honest. When I'm walking around my local woods around dusk, I can feel something touching me or cloaking me in some places. Very weird. Um, Even things that have happened at night weren't later than 10 p.m. Just what is the most haunted you've ever seen? I mean, what's that? What is the most haunted you've ever seen at East Drive? The carpet is rough, man. The carpet is disgusting, and the smell. I mean, when you after 6 days of being there, yeah, you leave stinking of musk. It's just like you know, and dust mites, and grimness. You do reek of the place afterwards, and the carpets are rough. When I think what the maddest things happened, I think it was around about. It wasn't particularly late. It was around about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. When the really mad stuff happened once, but at other points there was things would occur or knocks would start to happen around. It was around about 20 past 4:30 in the morning. Anyway, between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning. When we turned the cameras off at 5 in the morning, we'd get to sleep. Then marbles would be thrown around on the landing just outside our bedroom doors. That was strange. And when you were relaxing during the day, things would happen during the day as well. So most of the stuff would happen during the day. At nighttime, it was very, very, very little. Usually very, very little. Okay, let's move on because I don't care and talk about most haunted. Most haunted, East Drive. Let's go back. Oh, blimey, I'm going too quick. What's that? Bridgewater Triangle. Anytime of the year, doesn't matter. You could walk out in the woods and you might have something happen. Urban Angel, good evening. I believe once people die, time doesn't exist. They can go where they want and everything merges into once. They are like a hologram, and during a certain time, more than one can appear at an event. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's absolutely. These are all just theories, aren't they? It's just personal experience. A lot of this. Most channels investigate for about 2 hours max. We are there investigate for around 4 or 5 hours. Hence why I take ages with the editing process. Too much footage to get through. But that's the thing. The longer amount of time you spend there, the better. If I'm a ghost and someone is repeatable with me showing up, I would just not do anything on purpose. I don't like when anyone commands me. I've had the experience of that as well. You call out and you call out and you call out and nothing. As soon as you stop, that's when stuff happens. I think so many focus on night because instinctively we are more alert during the dark, but personally, time hasn't been an issue. Yeah, I fully get that. I fully agree with that. It is when most investigators go out that doesn't necessarily mean that most things are going to happen at nighttime. Absolutely agree. These people on YouTube claiming they remote view and astral project. Maybe they are the ghosts. It's all a big misunderstanding. Well, that's a theory. I mean, I've heard of people seeing others astral projecting as a ghost, and you might have something there. To be honest, Brian, it's why I do what I do, guys. I want the truth. If it exists, something does. Fair enough. People expect more to happen at night thanks to Hollywood. Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's at night time with a thunderstorm, that kind of thing. It's more dramatic. It looks cool. I've been told that the witching hour is 3 a.m. by ghost hunters, so I thought it was 3 a.m. I think it's a theory. I mean, me personally, I've never had anything happen at 3 a.m. They said that Catherine Howard runs along the haunted gallery actually did not exist when she ran terrified on being arrested. Is that because people are told it happens, so they believe it? I think definitely in some cases, stories feed the imagination, and then people almost half, they can imagine it so fully that they can always kid themselves in thinking that's what's going to have been happened. What percentage of paranormal are sounds and what percentage of visuals, like seeing a ghost? I mean, like I said, it's really difficult. I can't really put a figure on it, but I will just say I've only ever experienced audible stuff and movement of objects. Um, I've never seen visually a ghost. So I think you're more much I would say 90, if you're going to see anything, I know it's really rare, but if you can see anything, I would say 90% audible, 10% visual. Me personally, people may have different thoughts or feelings on that one. If you can get a location on the date of the anniversary or something, maybe a tragic event may have more activity, but still could happen anytime, I think. So yeah, so Spookfest, I would love genuinely to go and visit some of these battlefields on the anniversary, just to see, whether it's, I mean, obviously there's the English Civil War ones in the UK. If I was in America, I'd definitely want to go to Gettysburg on the anniversary of Gettysburg, just because that's when things have been heard and experienced. So yeah, I'd absolutely hang around just on the off chance, because I think you're more likely to perhaps hear something. My mate said he died before me, he'd haunt me. I said it sounded like a sitcom and it could be called, what's that, Pole to Get? Anyway, then he goes to East Drive. Is the wee woman next door? I think she's at a, yeah, I mean, the lovely Carol. Yeah, I mean, I try to. I mean, Carol's lovely. She's well-meaning, but yeah, I wouldn't want her as part of my investigation, because she has been known to throw things around, and I don't know why, because it's really annoying. That comment about calendars changing long ago is interesting in terms of seeing a ghost during its anniversary. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I missed that comment, Diane, if you put that on there. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, if you wanted that's actually a really good point. For instance, if you go to the Battle of Edge Hill and I go there on October 23rd, well, October 23rd in 2025 won't be the same October 23rd as it was in 1642. Because of changes and things like that. So are we just missing, or would I be going on the wrong date, basically, if it was fully correct? Let's have a look. We're saying with the Bible code doesn't make sense, since the Bible had deleted many of the books over the centuries. Yeah. Stu, some researchers have mentioned that results are better when the magnosphere or magnet sphere is more active. It was 4 p.m. when I got what I believe to be a disembodied voice at Jamaica Inn. Yeah, I mean that. And maybe I think we should investigate more places during the day and less at night, because I think you're as likely to get something. Is Halloween really the 20th of October since 1752, or did it used to be the 11th of November before we changed it to the Gregorian calendar? Again, really good points. So these date changes over time. I've read of Roman soldiers being seen in York, but legs are cut off because the ground was lower, built up over centuries. I think you're referring to is it called the Merchant House? That one, the very famous case of that one, where it was seen absolutely from down in the basement there. It's a fascinating one. You can see or hear them anytime. Things happen around us, but sometimes we're too busy to notice. Notice more things happen in the evening when just talking amongst yourselves. Yeah, absolutely. And if it's, funnily enough, when it was during COVID and was kind of stuck at home, at that point, I wasn't living here. I was living somewhere else, and it was there was things started to happen in the home, but you only really got a grip of weird things happening because we were stuck indoors during the COVID time, and things, we definitely experienced more things happen because of COVID, because we were stuck indoors and we've kind of, in front of the TV, and yeah, so weird one that, and maybe the tension and maybe the pressure of staying indoors added to things. Okay, the time when I was 12 and saw my Uncle Dan. It was in the late afternoon. I thought I had dreamt it. Cool. Again, afternoon stuff. I was watching our 70s show on Haunting. I was impressed that they had a blueprint of the home where they had marked where things happened and where everyone was standing during the incident. That is a very rare thing. It is something, if you ever Oh, here we go. Bugger off, Seg. What is this load of old bollocks that Justin is spewing? Will you, Seg? Bugger. We are talking about people's experiences of when they think ghosts, or when they're more likely to witness a paranormal event during the day or night. That's what it's all about. So we're just getting people's experiences, and funny enough, it seems that most experiences are happening during the afternoon, not necessarily at night, and not necessarily a different particular time of the year, all of that kind of thing. So I don't any of your shit, mate. All right. Anyway, we had built-in covers of doors. You had to pull hard to open or close. They dragged on the carpet and didn't open or close on their own. Was wide awake, lights on in the hall, and watched one door open and close. Age 5. What time of day was that, though? Was that during the day? Was that time of night? Or have I missed that? Don't say hello to Seg. Don't. You're just kind of, oh, hello, Seg. Oh. Ignore him. Ignore him. He might go away. He's only just woken up, bless him. Dolores Cannon teaches us time is the only thing humans have managed to name something that doesn't exist. She communicated with Nostradamus in real time from his perspective. Cool. Megan with the capital letters. Evil. I want to shout this. All right. Evil, as in it was luring me and I didn't hear the signal and I had to literally be dragged out as it was trying to channel me. Not fun, that. My God, that's kind of weird and creepy. Yeah, absolutely, Suzanne. Yeah, calendars and clocks have changed over the years, so what you may think as the anniversary could be off. Yeah, that I fully get that. Any paranormal experience I've had is when my mind is zoned out or I'm thinking of something else. It's surprising how often that actually happens. You know, when you just think about something else or not even actively investigating, you just chilled, and then something will happen. It'll just out of the corner of your eye or something odd will happen. Me and several neighbours in the row of houses have seen a little toddler around 3 years old, late 1800s time, would knock things off and appear around 2 a.m. Oh, cool. So it is in the night that time, that one. There's a lot of phenomena where you can wake up because your body temperature suddenly drops and you feel cold. Oh my God, there's so many comments. There's so many comments. Oh, yes, James. Yeah, I thought it was. This whole 3 a.m. thing. I'd read that it was to do with the Warrens. And the Warrens had kind of conjured up this 3 a.m. thing. I thought it was, and I didn't want to say, but I thought it was to do with Amityville. And I think you may well be right there, James. My wife used to work in a hospital and saw and witnessed lots and only worked during the day. Her patients would tell her they could hear babies crying. It was a maternity ward decades before. Ooh, that's creepy. Very creepy. I love that, though. Oh my God, there's so many comments. I apologize. I'm gonna have to go through because I'm what 10 something minutes behind. So I will try to go through these quicker. I think between midnight and 3 a.m. might be active because in the past people got up then. They didn't sleep all the way through like we do now. Okay, that's kind of interesting theory. I've not really heard that before. That's quite cool. 3 a.m. 4 a.m. originated around 1535 when the Catholic Church prohibited activities during this time due to rising concerns about witchcraft. Is that true? I've not heard that either. I used to live in a 200-year-old cottage. I was grabbed on the arm walking along the upstairs corridor in the dark. I truly believe it was ghosts, but the events I wonder about were in the morning when my son was napping. His electronic toys would go off around then after his dad passed. I love all these kind of weird fox. Bugger off. No, Carol Fieldhouse is not hot totty. Let's put it that way. No. Oh yeah, or whatever. Not as bloody far as your chats are, mate. Christ. I mean, although when Crow did a live the other day, my God, he was way behind. I know. What I've asked with my spirit box, what they do to make people see them, they say they use visions and you have to learn to see them, but they don't say what you have to learn to see them. Okay. Slightly confused. Okay, but I kind of know what you mean there, Darren. Scottish Ray. I'm trying to play Pink Floyd on guitar and watch Justin at the same time. You can't do that. You've got to. I mean, to play Pink Floyd on guitar, it takes like proper concentration. With me burbling away, you're never going to get that. I'm very, very, very surprised. You're still in the chat of the last live. Bugger off, Ghost Wiener. No. I'm not that bad. Bloody hell. I was miles away. I'm not measured. Oh, sorry. Treasurer's house. Did I say merchant's house? Treasurer's house. Sorry, Lou. Yeah. Treasurer's house in York was the word, the Roman soldiers. Apologies. The ghosts allow for any change in the Gregorian calendar. Do they? They must do. If researchers did more daytime investigating, they wouldn't need to pay to stay overnight. Yeah. I mean, I would love to get cheaper rates during the day because I think the outcome would still be the same. I think if we knew 100% the times ghosts show, then all these haunted buildings would be overrun with investigators. Yeah, I get that. I'm just gonna go down quickly. Please tell me, is Seg gone yet? is he still hanging around? Anyway, according to the Bible, when Jesus walked on water, it was around 3 a.m. I don't know if that's relevant, but I'll throw it out there. Fair enough. I am an absolute massive Pink Floyd fan. I love Pink Floyd. Can you start it again, please? I'm late. No, Sarah. Go back and no. I'm nearly an hour anyway. Finally, 10 minutes plus later, he finally reads my first comment. What a prat. You knob. So that's my go-to comment for you, Seg. I would say apologize, but no, sod it. I don't apologize at all. Moving on. Peter Underwood had an annual ghost list in his Ghost Hunter guide, but I've never seen a video made on those days when the apparitions appear. Do you know what? Funnily enough, I've already mentioned this, that in future, certainly next year, I want to start investigating and not just do the podcast, but go out and do more investigations. And part of what I want to do, and part of what I've been starting to, Lou's help, Weird Fox's help with this as well, but starting to log and write down when events are said to occur. So whether it's again, a certain time of the day or night, a certain anniversary, when things are meant to occur. And I want to be able to get into those places on those dates or during that period of time when things are meant to happen. I think, why not log these things and just see if you can witness what other people have witnessed at the same time of day or night when things were meant to have occurred. I think it kind of makes sense. You know, it's still a long shot, but if things have occurred at night, then go there at night. If things have occurred during the day, then go there during the day. You might as well. Okay, when I first met Sadie's parents the first time during the day, I saw an older gentleman peer into the house from the garden, gave full description, and Sadie's mum brought down a picture saying it's her dad. Hey, Ali, blimey, how to make a first impression on Sadie's parents. My God. It's like, no, 3am was before the Warrens, way before. It's because of the Catholic Church. Okay. At least it's not a Warren thing. I thought it was a Warren thing. 19 minutes behind. I'm catching up. Bugger off. I'm not that far behind now. Can Justin not say the word far? No. I say it. There's certain things I probably say way too often. Justin, people had a first sleep and a second sleep. Dickens talks about it. Oh, it's a bit like hobbits and having, second breakfast. I like that. I don't know what you expect. Sex revenge. Yeah, I know. I suppose I kind of deserve it a little bit. All right, shut up. That's my call for saying shut up and move on. Okay, last few comments. Okay, let's go through this. Don't military raid place, etc. around that time due to most people being in a deep sleep. Oh, okay. Around the 3 a.m. mark, I think you mean, Kazi, yeah? By the time Justin catches up with the chat, it'll be 3. Bugger. Jenny? Jesus. Notice I'm reading the chat now. Yeah, well, some of us can speedily move on, Seg, and others drift by rambling for way too long. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. I like the little girl talking behind the fence in the front garden at East Drive. Remember that? Yes, I do remember that, and it freaked me out. Let me just turn him off a minute, because otherwise he'll go off as after a couple of minutes. Yeah, that was weird. Very, very briefly. This was when Paranormal Truth, myself, Dale, Ouija Brothers were all outside on the front lawn. Dale used to vape, so he wanted a bit of a break. I didn't. We just got a bit of fresh air at the front. We had all our equipment on the we had all of our camera equipment, voice recorders on the inside of the house, and then we heard children giggling about 5-6 foot away from us. There were no children there, and I thought it was Carol's grandkids, but no. And I thought there was kids playing in the garden, clearly, but no. And very, very weird that. Can Justin tell a Greenfield from a cold steel rail? I mean, I know automatically that's a Pink Floyd lyric, but well done, Chris, for putting in the Coldplay lyrics. I like that. Sarah, behind the chat, how unprofessional. Yes, I obviously am. Although I am going, oh, here we go. You're missing too many comments. Calm down and take your time, but don't fall behind the chat. Answer more comments properly, but don't be 15 minutes behind the chat. Okay, have fun. You are a bloody want to talk, Mr. Side-Eye Guy. How far behind you go, and then you do a song for money halfway through it. Anyway, I wish you were here, or at least grow in the chat. Okay, I'm going to slow down for any last comments of people that are making about when they think this is the best time to see a ghost. There we go. But if people are just saying hello to you or laughing at you, I'm going to ignore that because it'll ego. Okay, long shot, yes, but isn't all true paranormal investigating a lot of research to be done? Yeah, but I don't know what. But isn't all true paranormal investigating what? I kind of know what you mean. Don't take Seg's advice on reading the chat. I would never take Seg's advice on reading the chat because he's not the worst. I would say Crow can be worse than Seg. But who is he to talk? He's got t-shirts for saying, God knows whatever these t-shirts say about being far behind the chat. That he's known for it. So I'm not taking his advice. Jesus. People went to sleep when it got dark and got out middle of the night. Did they? I didn't. That's interesting. I'm clearly Dickensian up at stupid o'clock, then have a nana nap. Fair enough. The monkey's losing time. He needs new batteries. Yeah, I think he's about 2 minutes behind, I think, isn't he? I think, yeah. He's a little bit out, I think. There's an island in Norway. There's no time at all. I want to go. That'd be great, though. If you just think I'm not bothered by time whatsoever or trying to be somewhere at a particular time, that'd be great. I think you've nearly caught up to be fair. Yes, I know. I have. I'm very, very, very nearly near the end of the chat. People saying goodbye to Kaza. Thank you, Kaza, for dropping in. $5 says it will take Justin 5 minutes to get to this. 7:03 at the time of sending. Get out of it. What is it now? I don't think so. Less than 5 minutes. Cough up, Seg. Thank you, Jenny. So some people don't appreciate it. Slow is good sometimes. Sorry, Bristol. Did I skip yours? I apologize. 7:04. 7:05. Whatever. Yes. And when I'm behind the chat, it's charming and endearing. When I'm behind, it's lazy and annoying. Bugger off. That's all I'm saying. Justin Cheating, he knows it missed it all mine. 7:06. There you go. Am I not at the end now? Yeah, exactly. Anyway. No, I didn't skip loads of... No, I didn't say. I was skipping the bye-byes to Kaza. That's all I was skipping, really. Anything meaningful I didn't particularly skip. Thank you very much. The Norwegian island of Somorøy is often called the time-free zone due to its location above the Arctic Circle. They abolished time. Ah, cool. Very cool. Lou saying Svalbard. I don't know. I just think that it'd be quite cool to go to these places which have no concept of time whatsoever. And, oh yeah, Justin, you cheated. No, I didn't. I didn't cheat. There you go. Look, I'm right at the bottom. Crow in the chat. Oh, don't say hello to Seg. He's hi Seg. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Urban Angel. Right, I'll just tell people what's happening this Monday. So on Monday, a little bit different one. Julie didn't read any of mine. Thanks, Justin. I apologize, Julie. I've read yours now. Anyway, yeah, this Monday, I want to do something a little bit different. So what I've done is I've wanted to I'm always talking to professors and experts and learned people around the paranormal and things like that. But I wanted to spend a week talking to people with smaller channels that go about things genuinely and legitimately and honestly. And so I've got 3 channels on. I've got Lee from 3 Spires Paranormal coming on. I've got Staffordshire Paranormal coming on, and I've got Ali and Sadie from Hauntex TV coming on Monday, because I wanted them to talk to the public and things like that about their experience of being a small channel trying to investigate the paranormal on YouTube, and and basically their experience, and that includes the issue of trying to compete with massive channels with huge numbers, but they're full of shit and they're full of fakery, or they're being really blatant with their fakery, or they're being sneaky with their fakery. But everybody seems to watch the over exaggeration and things like that. And you have these smaller channels struggling to get views, going out week after week after week, not really getting a huge deal back from YouTube views, from subscribers, from donations and things like that. But they're still going out and they're still trying to put out genuine investigations and the genuine experience. And I think I just want to shine a light basically on a couple of small channels. And I could have picked a whole, any number of small YouTube channels. It just has to be, I've done Lee, Staffordshire and Hauntex TV, because these people that go out, like I said, week after week after week, trying to put stuff out there, trying to get people's attention, showing, this is the reality. This is what's, when we go out, this is what happens. This is what occurs. This is what doesn't occur. And I know there's a lot of teams and a lot of channels out there where they are just getting maybe a bit downhearted because they're not getting the views, and they're doing things legitimately, and they're being honest with what's happening. And a lot of the time that's nothing at all. So I want you to get their experience. I want you to get, and their thoughts around what it's like to be a small channel on YouTube, trying to compete with these massive, massive channels, these big American fake channels. And just shining a light, I think, on regular people going out for the love of the paranormal, not for money, not for anything else, just for the love of the paranormal. And I think there's not as many people that go out and do that. So that's why I wanted to talk to those guys. So that's Monday. Okay. I'm now way behind the chat. Cheers to the stream. See you later, guys. I'm way wish you were here. Thanks, Scottish Ray. Good luck with the guitar playing. He did skip loads, Seg, and I don't normally agree with you. I didn't. Anyway, Seg, thank you so much for the $7.99 Australian dollars. Australian dollars is too small to give $5. I'm a man of my word, even though you skipped so many chats. I didn't skip that many chats, but Seg, for you to put your hand in your wallet and give a donation is a mighty rare thing. So I should gold plate this somewhere, put it on a t-shirt. So thank you very much, Seg. Bless you. Thank you. You're agreeing with Seg. Oh my God, the sky is falling. Yeah, pretty much must be like that. Oh yes, Weird Fox. Thank you very much. Hauntex TV, one of those channels I'm talking to on Monday, has got one of their episodes, a great episode actually, and a mate Scottish Asylum looks awesome. Tomorrow they're showing there, so tomorrow 8 p.m. GMT, Hauntex TV. Go out, check out their channel. Thank you, Weird Fox, for doing that. You only skip things that were not meaningful, like the goodbyes to Kazza. I'm offended. No, it's not that. It's not that. Oh God, I'm in trouble with Kazza now. I apologize, Kaz. Can everyone respond to Justin with the word cheated? Thank you for your donation, Seg. Oh, now look what you started. Oh, cheated. Cheated. Locks for Lee. Honest chat. Thank you. Jumper. Jumper the skipper. Cheated. Thank you. Not cheat that much. Small channel's a great idea. Thank you very much. Thank you, Roger. Cheated again. Cheated. Bloody Seg causing issues. Cheated. Cheated. No. Crane the chat is cheating. Even Kagasonomy, that's what he notices is wrong. Oh, cheated. All right, get their point. Bloody hell. Thank you, Ali. It'll be an amazing show on Monday. Thank you very much, Ali. Look forward to that. Oh, look. Oh, you've started something with him now. Oh, you cheated. Cheated. Lee, Staff, Natalie, and Sadie, nice one. Just thank you very much. I hope all your jumpers shrink in the wash. Just thanks, Kaza. That's the passion for the paranormal for you. Yeah. You'll need longer than an hour for that one, just in talking about fakers. Yeah. Oh, look, there's more of them. Cheated. Oh, God. Yeah, exactly, Kaza. Harsh. Oh, dear. Justin cheated Tinder profile. Cheated. Look. See, this is the issue. You let Seg in and he causes problems. Bloody hell. What's that? We quit YouTube every week. Cheated again. He's skipping all the cheating messages. I'm not missing all the cheating. Look, I'm putting so many of these cheated things in, even though I don't agree with them. Oi, Justin. Oh, heck. Look. Justin trying to hang on. I'm not trying to ignore you, Kaza. Look. Justin trying to ignore me. The audacity. No. JT, great to stream. It's a pleasure spending an hour with you and all the awesome people in the chat until we all together again. Toodle pip. Thank you so much, JT. I am going to be finishing in a second. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Even with Seg. Thank you, Seg. Thank you. Justin Groveling into the chat, I know. Oh, off. I know YouTube are meant to be kind of cutting down on the people swearing and demonetizing them for swearing and things, but smile and wave. Justin didn't cheat, Seg. Stop stirring things up. Yes, thank you very much, Wayne. Revenge is so sweet. Thank you. Yes. All right. Yes, you're very clever, very funny. Make your way. Thank you, Kaza. I put all your jumpers shrink in the wash. Thank you for the 5 Australian, Kaza. I appreciate it. And, I'll put it towards a new jumper that hopefully doesn't shrink in the wash. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, whatever with a halo. Right. Anyway. Oh, dear Lord. I apologize if I've offended anybody with what I want to say to Seg. I'm just, I shall stop the stream soon. No one puts cancer on the meaningless list. On the fence. Oh, dear. Just show Seg that ghost I bought you. Oh, yeah. Them. Oh, hang on. That one. The same kind of one that Beardo's got. You get the idea. Exactly. This is a whole bunch of them to Seg. Right. I'm going to be. Right, what's that? Right. Would you just call me a bastard? I'm away this time. Take care. Thanks so much, Scottish Ray. Thanks for coming in. I'm enjoying this so much. Bugger off, Seg. And I hope you have a shit day for the rest of your day. Right. I'm going to stop there. Okay. What's it like to keep up with the chat? I know it's a rare thing, not as rare for me as it is for some other people, but I try. Okay, enough ranting. I'm now on Seg's team. I've got one of them too. Well, if you got one of those too, we'll just spend our streams just kind of like at each other, but mine's better. No, it isn't. Whatever. Absolute knobber. Right. Anyway, we shall leave it there. So, just to obviously remind you, Monday, Hauntex TV, Staffordshire Paranormal, and Lee from Three Spies all coming on Monday to talk about, talking as from smaller channels, trying to get people's attention, trying to show what the paranormal is actually like from a genuine way. That is what the conversations will be about on Monday. Thank you to all of you in the chat, except Seg. No, including Seg. I'll let Seg I'll have a bit of adulation. But thank you, everybody, including Seg, and to all your comments. I had so many comments, but thank you for all your comments. And yeah, really, really fascinating chat. Thank you, guys. It's been fun, kind of fun, I suppose. And I shall see you on Monday, next Monday, 8 p.m. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening or enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great time, guys. And I shall see you again soon. All right. Good night.